Hello, hello. So this episode was originally recorded inside my high performance group program, The Queen's Way, where we take you to the next level in all areas of your life, your body, your business, and your relationships. We were focusing intensively on the body, and I could not have thought of a better guest to come in than my dear friend, my sister from another mister, the amazing and talented Miss Heather Harris, founder of Dordian Massage in Los Angeles. Heather is an expert in the field of neuromuscular therapy. She is the best massage therapist I have ever personally experienced, and her hands are literally magic because she goes into more than just the physical connection. This episode is going to dive into the mind-body connection and how your body is a physical walking metaphor for what you got going on in your mind, and how certain processes like massage and other therapies can help reprogram your mindset by means of the physical realm. This episode is brought to you by my high performance group coaching program, The Queen's Way. If you are looking to achieve your next level of performance, connect with like-minded boss babe queens, and achieve massive growth, then The Queen's Way is for you. Inside The Queen's Way, we dive into my signature Crown Yourself coaching curriculum, where we combine 1 month of NLP, timeline therapy, and hypnosis to reprogram your mindset from any limiting beliefs that you've had in the past that have been holding you back from getting to where you want to be. From there, we dive into the proven step-by-step curriculum of high performance, which when measured ranks a 9.7 out of 10 in satisfaction compared to other coaching programs when measured by the High Performance Institute. Each month, I bring in a specific guest expert like Heather to support you in the areas that the group specifically is struggling with to move you further forward, faster into the life and business of your dreams. So if you are looking to achieve your next level of mastery and personal growth, then definitely sign up on the wait list for The Queen's Way. Now, my private clients pay me thousands of dollars a month to work through this specific Crown Yourself coaching process. But for my members of The Queen's Way, you get it for a fraction of the price, along with $1,000 worth of my self-study courses to support you as you build your fempire. To get on the wait list for enrollment, go to crownyourself.com/The Queen's Way. And now it is my greatest pleasure to bring you this intensive interview. Be sure to get out your notepad, have your notes app ready to take some copious notes on how to deepen your mind-body connection. Thank you so much and enjoy. Welcome to the Princess and the Bee podcast, the place to be to build your empire as queen of your body, business, and life. I'm your host, Kimberly Spencer, founder of CrownYourself.com, and I'm an award-winning coach, Amazon best-selling author, and multi-passionate entrepreneur. Each week, I give you the systems, strategies, and success stories to help you master your mindset, communicate with ease, and triple your productivity so you make the income and the impact you deserve. Imagine this podcast as your weekly spark of inspiration as you take it to the next level with all the B's of your life. Body, business, bank account, boys, and babies. Let's make it rain.
Hello, my gorgeous queens. Welcome, because we have a very special guest on today. This is my sister from another mister, Heather Harris, neuromuscular therapist, and the best massage therapist I've ever experienced in my entire life. And I've had a lot of massages. And I normally on these calls, what we will have in the future is our guests won't actually get to be here live in the Crown Yourself studio, but because she is an LA native,
I am
Ish.
after 13 years.
she is in the house. So I'm so excited to have you here and chatting about.
I'm excited to be here.
Self-care and just nurturing
Everything.
the body and
But body, mind, and soul.
Body, mind, and
it's
soul.
All about, it's all connected.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into massage?
Well, I got into massage because I was working actually 2 minimum wage jobs. And I just felt like I was in a rut, not getting anywhere. And I happened to be, one of the jobs happened to be at Bliss Spa in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So I started talking to the main massage therapist there, and he gave me the name of his school, which was the National Holistic Institute in Studio City. Great teachers there and everything, and they are so inspiring and helpful, and they had such faith in me and my gift that they said, hey, why don't you try the advanced program? And I'm like, what's that? And it's neuromuscular therapy. So neuromuscular therapy, it's basically relating to the nerves and the muscles. And the way that I like to explain it to my clients and my patients is that it's how the nerves and the muscles talk to each other. What's their communication? What's the miscommunication going on, you know? Because a lot of the times muscle memory, we think, oh, well, it's something that we're doing like tennis and activity.
Yeah.
But something can happen to us that's traumatic, and we can actually place it in certain parts of our body to protect ourselves. And hence the nervous system wants to kind of like inflame the area to protect it and everything. And then the muscles are like, no, I'm supposed to stay in this state of contraction and like,
and spasm,
and spasm, you know, and it's so frustrating. And so I was taught how to relax that and say, okay, nerves, calm down, chill. Muscles, what's going on here? Okay. And it doesn't have to be something that was recent. It could actually be something that's from your childhood, which can be very traumatic and everything. Like even a literal scar that I have one on my shin, and I didn't even know that I was associating it with my father and his passing. So yeah, it's an amazing type of therapy. Other than like deep tissue or Swedish.
Well, I wonder, is neuromuscular therapy kind of similar to cranial sacral therapy in a way? Because when I've done cranial sacral therapy, I've don't do it myself, but I have it done to me or with me actually, because it's still a do with process. Like just like coaching, just like massage. I believe that any form of self-care, it's a do with process. You only get as much as you put into it, and as much as you'll allow yourself to get out of it.
Yeah. Cranial sacral, I would say it's just a different way of going about it. Just like some people, they find their release of mind, body, and soul through going to church and faith, and some people just like Swedish. And I feel like cranial sacral, it's just a different way to talk specifically to the muscles. Like maybe neuromuscular, like it's usually its trigger point is probably a little too intense or evasive for the client and patient. That cranial sacral, where it's just sitting and listening to the flow of the body to slowly move it, kind of like back and forth. Is probably better for the client. I always suggest my clients to try out different modalities for them to realize how their body is talking, and for also the therapist to understand how they're talking. And I even suggest too of like having 1 or 2 massage therapists in your pocket that you kind of interchange with, you know? Just like you have those 5 friends, you know, in your circle, you always go to a certain friend for certain things or certain advice, you know. So I feel that's an important part. So I wouldn't dismiss cranial sacral in any aspect.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on having like a holistic team that you go to. Like
I like that way.
Holistic team. Yeah, you got a holistic team. Like I say in my coaching packet that all my private clients and that all my members of the Queensway get is one of, like, I have my self-care team. You're listed on there. Not by name. But I have my neuromuscular therapist. I have my cranial sacral therapist. I have, my eyelash lady. Like, she's on my self-care team.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, that's right. Because even with my hair, it's like I have one lady who does my color, and I have another lady who's great with pixie cuts.
Yeah, and it just makes it looking fancy. It's just about building your team, just like you build a team with a business. You build your team for yourself, because
and to
taking
help
care
to get
of
to
yourself,
know yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's powerful. I mean, I know some of the experiences that I've had on your table. Like, Heather predicted the birth of my son.
And then he was going to be a boy.
And then he was going to be a boy. I said, no, I thought I was going to have a girl first. She goes, no, your body's saying a little prince.
I did.
So, and she read that off of me from a massage. I thought I was just getting a massage.
Yeah, I thought I was just giving a massage. Yeah, sometimes that stuff comes up if, you know, your therapist is sensitive enough. I don't dismiss it at all.
Yeah.
It's you know, just an added thing. I don't
It's
like
an
charge
added
for it or
empathic
anything.
bonus.
Yeah.
Reading your, well, it's like every bit of us is energy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm just reading Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth, and he talks about, you know, our perception is that we are solid matter, but actually we're all moving bits of energy. We're all vibrating atoms. We're just closely packed together to our naked eye, but actually we're shifting constantly.
We're shifting constantly, and I think this day and age with all the technology that's going on, we're actually disconnecting a little bit too much. We're relying on, you know, texting instead of actually calling, you know, back in the day. I kind of miss the rotary phones. Just doing
there's
zero.
something tangible about it. I had one that I played with as a kid. just
I'm not calling anybody. Oh, the cops are at the door.
Whoops. But I think it comes back to like communication, like as in neurolinguistic programming, it's all about how you communicate, not only with yourself, but with others. But it comes down to how do you communicate with your body? Yeah. Like, what's the best way to communicate with your body?
It's actually, I prefer the massage a lot of the times, listening to it. Actually, I was just telling you earlier, unfortunately yesterday I did get into a fender bender. Somebody rear-ended me, and I thank God for NHI and the teachers over there for my training, because
and that you were okay.
And that I was okay.
Like, let's get the main point that you were okay.
I am okay. I'm here.
Yeah.
And I also work as an independent contractor at a chiropractor's office. And my training kicked into gear, and I had to tell my brain, you know, yo, we're in for a hurt. Tell my body we're gonna take care of stuff. And I think that happens all the time with anything that we go through. I think we have to just take a breath, sit down, and be like, okay, I got to tell myself this, and in a positive light.
Yes. Focus on what you want.
Yes. Negative talk, and trust me, I did this for 10 years?
About 10 years, yeah.
The negative talk brought me so far down that I had to, like, not only pick myself up, but I had to climb that mofo.
Climb it.
Yo, and it's worth it.
It is worth it. Just built you stronger.
Yeah. You know, and I had great people like you and your wonderful family to help lift me up and remind me each and every day, you're wonderful, you're beautiful, you are loved, and you should realize that loving yourself is not selfish. It's not selfish at all. It's actually giving to the people around you of like how bright your star can be. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how with self-care can we love ourselves more during it?
You mean like during session?
Yeah, during a massage session, or just in general, how can we honor ourselves more with self-care?
With self-care. I would say, for example, if a client presented me with shoulder pain, like I would do an examination and, you know, figure out range of motion and everything like that, I'm able to figure out the technical side. When I start hitting those points, I think one of my suggestions would be if they're hitting on a trigger point and they sit on it.
What does that mean?
Okay. Trigger points are basically points of the muscle where it's completely contracted. I'm gonna.
It's okay. It's okay to go a little technical.
You know, so it's contracted, and it actually thinks its normal state is that contraction. So it kind of makes that knot, like what my fingers are doing. So when I sit on it and I try and kind of talk it down and release it, I actually tell some clients that I'm a bouncer at a bar. And
I can see you being a bouncer at a bar.
And
she's got the Bronx in you. Like I could see you bouncing.
That I'm like a bouncer at a bar, and there's a local junk, and what I try to do is I talk him down, because if I get up in his face, he's gonna fight me back. He's not gonna relax. He's gonna start swinging. So that's exactly what the muscle does. So I slowly go into it. I give him a cup of water, a cup of coffee. It's all, yo, what's up? What's the problem? And that's where you start I think you should start mentally talking to your body of like what pops up into your mind when I'm on that specific spot. Like, are you recalling the events of the day from work? Was there a problem at some point? Or was it an argument that you had with a loved one, even if it was years ago? And let it flow, recognize it, and I want to say release it. And you're just like, and I know a lot of people out there are going to be like, well, how do I release it? Any emotional release that comes through, anything that feels right to you, that your body is just telling you it wants to scream, scream. If it wants to cry, cry. If it wants to laugh, ha 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 ha, laugh. That was so funny. That was such a stupid move. I could laugh at myself. Yes. So that's why I think how people can actually help heal their body when they're on a therapist's table, when they're trying to listen, just not only with their head but with their soul, you know.
Well, it's like that, like the unconscious mind is kind of all through us in a way, because we have neurotransmitters that are on every single cell of our body. And
I'm learning a lot from you with the NLP thing. And I was just like, oh crap.
So that's partly why, because we have neurotransmitters on every single cell of our body, that's why sometimes, like I use the example, like certain types of like physical touch for women who have been abused.
Yes.
Like they will actually, their tissue has memory just as much as their mind does, because they have that memory. That's why, like, you have the traumatic experience with the scar. And I used to have like a little bit more of a raspy throat from 10 years of being bulimic. And it wasn't until I started practicing cranial sacral therapy, not practicing it, but like having it done on me and treated. It wasn't until then that I actually started to heal my vocal cords and heal my esophagus.
And everything started to relax.
My throat was always tight. And I thought it was just because I'd gotten in a few bad car accidents, but it was because of not only my negative self-talk that I had going on when I was bulimic for those 10 years. 10 years of negative self-talk, it's apparently a theme. But also because like my tissue actually had the memory of it. And so that's why practicing modalities like cranial sacral therapy or getting massages and having very skilled practitioners who know what they're doing to help heal your tissue just as much as you're working on healing your mind, because they all coincide. We're holistic beings, and that's what's so important. And I think that brings me to my next question of like those $35 foot massages. How effective are they? Like, because sometimes they feel good.
Everything has a purpose.
I compare them to a one-night stand.
No, it's not bad. Sometimes,
but it's kind of a good metaphor.
It is.
Just
Well, I want to just touch on something that you made me realize as mind and body of your throat, but also energetically, in certain religions too. It's a show of like a lot of the times with throat problems or tightness. It's saying that you are having trouble to voice yourself. So energy-wise, so everything is connected.
Everything's connected.
It's
That's
all connected.
if you are interested in any form of meta health, which I'm very excited about, that I will be learning when I go to Master Prac in May for my NLP training. They go into a bit of meta health, and for physicality, for physical issues, you look at what the joint or what the certain part that's injured does physically. Like, so for example, like knee pain. Where are you having trouble moving forward in your life? And that's not to say that you don't actually have some structural issue.
Is it flexion?
But
Is it extension?
Yeah, it's where are you having trouble moving forward? It also depends on what the joint does and what the issue with the joint is, and or the issue with like the throat, again, like having trouble speaking up. Yeah, there was actually my cranial sacral therapist had a client who had she struggled for years with an alcoholic husband, and she never said anything about it. He wrecked the car, he never said anything. He drove. She
probably had a very soft voice.
She never said anything about it. And then reject this, by the way, for anyone listening, reject this, but she developed throat cancer. And if we think of our bodies as holistic beings, of everything being intertwined, yes, there may be some structural issues, and yes, you can treat the physical aspect, but also think of it from the mental and emotional standpoint as well. Yeah. So how does massage, specifically neuromuscular massage, help with releasing that either mental tension or emotional barriers?
Sometimes I think it really does depend on the client. Speaking personally, it helped me when I was getting treated during school. It helped me realize what I was missing emotionally. It wasn't just for the tense pain and everything like that. It was like I was crying. My emotional release was crying, and that's when I realized what the problem was. It wasn't technically my body. I was just holding it in there. And that's what I think massage in any modality can do for you and your body. But getting back to like the $30 foot massage.
Yeah, $30 dirty one night stand foot massage.
the raw down and dirty massages. We're not talking about happy endings.
No, that's a whole different story. No, they're the foot massage places. We're talking about the highly reputable ones.
Like you're trying to
you just want a quick massage, in, out, done. There's no clothes taking off or anything.
Tension kind of deal. You're just feeling your body, and that's all you're feeling. You're not thinking about it. It's not an energy thing, or you don't think it is. I think they are good for that. Like, all right, quick, what's going on? And if you're still having kind of like pain and tension in certain areas, that's when I would suggest, you know what, it doesn't hurt out to like put out a couple of extra bucks and really talk to somebody who's a specialist in a certain modality. Yeah. And a lot of the times I will tell some of my clients on my table, you know what, I'm not the one that needs to be talking to your body. I think you should go to so-and-so who is great with vibrational massage or energy massage, or, you know, there is a modality called heart touch therapy, which I am looking very forward to getting my certification in.
See, Kaizen, baby, always keep learning. Always keep learning.
And always refresh on what you have learned before, because you could find out something completely new that will enhance what you're already doing. But heart touch therapy is a certain modality or program of massage for mainly preemies, or people in hospice, people with Alzheimer's disease, because a lot of times they're very contracted, because their muscles don't know what they're doing, because the nerves are telling them, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Excuse my language.
She went full Bronx.
Who did go
full Bronx?
You need to we need a button goes beep.
I think I can edit that in post.
Okay. So it's great for those patients and clients, and that's why I would feel like if you do go to the little Korean place down the way, it's okay. But if you're still, I feel like if you're still hurting personally, that's when you should go see somebody with a specific area.
Because I loved those $35 massages.
Oh, so do I.
When I was training for a marathon. Oh, my first marathon, I was getting those like once a week, and it was just perfect.
They're great. That's great on them. It's like down and dirty. I'm good with that.
Yep. And I do have to say, my medical disclaimer. We are not doctors. We are not medical professionals, so we cannot cure.
Prescribe.
We cannot prescribe. We cannot diagnose.
No, nothing. This is just our personal opinion.
Personal opinion and certain things that we've learned that can ease the symptomology that you may be experiencing.
Yeah.
So that's just my medical disclaimer that I have to make.
We should have said it at the beginning, but we will say it at the end also again.
Yes.
So, just take it into consideration. Let it stew.
Marinate.
Oh, that's a better. Well, your husband is the cook.
He does. Yeah. He does. So how can you practice self-care? Like, have you noticed anything with how women specifically release on your table? Like
women, and especially with what's going on with the wonderful Women's March. Unfortunately, I could not participate in it. I was working, but we were just talking about women of abuse and everything like that. I think it's a great, for me personally, it's a great way to start getting in touch with the areas of concern, especially being so vulnerable on the table. It doesn't matter who it is. If you've had some kind of type of abuse, this is one profession I see, other than an actual doctor, where you're actually getting naked, literally, and practically, figuratively, emotionally, everything under the sun, and you're trusting this absolute stranger to touch you, and not only touch you, but like your whole body, their essence and your soul. And there has to be a respect for that, and your therapist should definitely respect you for that. That's why happy endings are not something that is kosher.
Kosher, cool, ethical,
unless
you're dating the person.
Unless you're dating
a massage therapist.
You have, and mind you, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we've learned with massage therapy and dating massage therapists, but we'll get into that.
Are you allowed to date massage therapists?
Not if you actually made an appointment with them or anything like that. If they were your massage therapist first, no dating. No dating. It's not ethical. It makes for a very awkward situation and relationship. But if you meet somebody,
because you constantly expect massages.
my future husband is going to be so happy. Let me tell you something. But if you meet them and it's just a normal, casual, situation, and you ask them out on a date and everything like that, then it's a different story. But ethically, if you have an appointment with us and you are our client, that's it. You're our client.
Now I've had some clients who have actually never had a massage before.
Oh wow!
Yes. And so about the whole getting naked, like you mentioned that you are getting naked
in front of a total
stranger, is that a requirement to be completely naked, or how, like, what is the best care for the body, and how comfortable should women, like, from your perspective, should women be in getting naked?
It's really whatever you're comfortable with. NHI trains all of its students to work with and without clothing. So if you decide that you want to keep your clothes on, we can do different modalities of like compression, as long as you're not wearing like jeans or anything like that. It has to be comfortable clothing.
Yeah.
But I always tell my clients, mainly my first time clients, that my draping is quite conservative. So whatever they feel comfortable disrobing down to, go right ahead. If they want to keep on their leggings and just take off their top or keep on their bra, I know how. I've been trained to work around that or work with it. And if not, then, great. We're going to have a really intense and fruitful session, I think. It doesn't degrade it whatsoever.
Yeah. So what types of massage are best for self-care? Is it more of a personal preference?
I believe it's more of a personal preference. Sometimes I will suggest to my clients something more. If they get specifically, like, let's say, regular Swedish.
Yeah.
And I start feeling what the body is telling me, I will suggest to them that they might want to consider their next session to be deep tissue or trigger point or, energy work. Sometimes I feel that too. And I'm not trained enough in energy work. So I would be like, hey, I know a great therapist that can do this for you.
Refer it out.
Yeah, refer it out. There's nothing to be embarrassed about by that. And you can always come back to me for something else. Or I can actually start, if we have enough time during the session, we can actually put in some deep tissue. Or, I can actually do a little bit of trigger point on one area. A lot of the times I try and tell my clients, if you're going to come to me, get a 90-minute session. Because I will talk your body off, like, say, hey, what's up? How you doing? Like, we're old friends. So
the bartender and the bouncer of the body. You both.
I'm both. I do double duty.
So how do you read the body? Like, when you're on a specific muscle?
I think it's different for every therapist.
Yeah, but for you specifically.
Yeah, some therapists are technical, some are energy-wise. For me specifically, I think it's because I like to work slow. When I'm doing like the effleurage and everything like that.
What is an effleurage?
Effleurage.
It sounds so fancy.
It's French.
I want chocolate with it.
Chocolate and champagne.
Chocolate, champagne, and an effleurage.
Wait, now that sounds like it would be like an enema or something. It's terrible. Effleurage, so it's moving up and down the body, kind of, in flow. It helps get the circulation system going. The lymphatic system kind of starting to drain. There is, by the way, lymphatic modality of massage, which is very specific. It's light. It feels like it's nothing, but once you get off the table, you're just like, oh my God, because those are like the drainage systems of our body.
And that's why you need exercise too. It's the only form of priming that pump.
Got to keep moving.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. And even though you're on my table and your body is static, I am actually moving the system. I'm moving the circulatory system, everything like that. So I totally went off course. I tend to do that.
Because of effleurage?
Yeah.
Because of an effleurage and champagne.
Effleurage, petrissage, and champagne. I can't wait for champagne. Okay. So, so yeah, it's you have to keep your body flowing, keep your body moving, exercise, great. Great thing that I actually learned. I wrote it in my book, actually. Oh, now I remember. An active mind needs an active body. So if your mind, and I know you've told me this before, and the NLP helps you try and straighten it out because it's going all over the place. If your mind is constantly thinking, you know, oh my God, I forgot to do this, and I have to do this tomorrow, and I have to do this, and I have to get the baby to grandma's house, and blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, I forgot. But, to straighten that all out, do Pilates, do running, find an activity that you love to do when you were a kid, whether it's baseball, basketball, find even if it's 20 minutes of you shooting hoops, that's going to help not only your body and keep your muscles going and remind them of the flexion and extension and your range of motion.
It cools the mind.
But it cools the mind down and straightens out all those thoughts. It clarifies them to a point where it's not going to be in a negative situation. It's going to actually say, I've got some good stuff going, and I know how to sort it out and make it, time-wise available to me, and then the universe will give it to you.
An active mind needs an active body. So true.
Yeah.
because the quickest way to change your emotional state is to change your physiology.
Completely.
The quickest way to change your state, and I talked about this on the Rule My Body course that I had inside the Queen's Way. The quickest way to change your state is to change your physiology. That means you got to prime that pump. You got to exercise. Ideally, you want to do something and it doesn't even have to be any like massive exercise. You don't have to go out and run 6 miles. No. You can brisk walk for 35 minutes. Yeah. It's basically 35 minutes is the prime time to get that lymphatic system pumping, because our circulatory system, it has a pump. It's the heart.
Yeah.
The lymphatic system needs movement. And so in order to chill your body, chill your mind, to release those positive endorphins that exercise brings, that's how you get that runner's high. In order to do that, you got to exercise every day. That's why I have the ladies participating in a Rule My Body challenge.
Yeah.
30 days, baby. 30
that
days.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, your lymph nodes are like all over, like up in here, in your armpits, like
all over. You have a lot in your groin.
In your groin area, like start moving. Just do it. And even with the meditation, you can calm the mind down and everything like that. Humming, it helps vibrationally wise too, and energy wise. So as soon as you start letting out all that stuff that's contracting your muscles, contracting your mind, and contracting your energy, oh my God, I just gave myself goosebumps.
Ooh, you did just give yourself goosebumps.
It's just like,
it's liberating.
Boom, release and liberating. And it makes all this great stuff start attracting to you, without you even having to think about, oh my God, I want a brand new Maserati. No, just
exercise and it'll come.
Exercise and just feel good about yourself. Feel good about what you're doing.
Focusing on the feeling.
Yeah.
So
on the feeling.
How when you're massaging your clients, do you guide them to focus on the feeling? Like, is it just based on how their body is going?
It's it's also how their body is going, how I'm reading it. But I do suggest big thing a lot of the times is breathing. A lot of times when we hurt in general, we tend to hold our breath. When we see like a car accident about to happen, what do? We brace ourselves. And we forget that if we breathe through it, it'll help us deal with that kind of release and that hurt. So a lot of times, especially with trigger point, because it's very focused work and it's very intense when I'm leaning into that muscle, like I said before, that contracted muscle, I tell them to take a deep breath in through their nose and blow it out through the mouth. Not just,
it just feels good just doing it.
Just get it out. It's and it feels great. And then all of a sudden a lot of my clients, when I'm on that trigger point and they start to breathe through it, I can actually feel the muscle. It starts to fight me. What I like to say is fight me is like, I'm supposed to be like this. Oh my God, you're freaking tried to kick my damn arm off. But the muscle starts reacting, and that's when they start thinking, oh my God, that felt good. Oh my God, I felt that release. Oh, Heather, can you feel that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can. Can you let it go? Let it out.
Let it go. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. Bye, contracted muscle. Mm-hmm. And that's the main thing that I tell my clients to do is the breathing. I think every therapist has their own little, magic touch, so to speak, in how they talk to bodies. Yeah. And some therapists are very scientific and technical, so they'll know like the exact word definition of neuromuscular instead of me saying I'm a bartender.
I'm a bartender for your body. But it's a powerful metaphor, and the unconscious mind actually speaks in metaphors because that's how we dream.
Yeah, and that's
how I actually by communicating in that way, it's actually more of a service to your clients, because while they may not consciously understand how you're a bartender for their body and the bouncer, and you're fulfilling two roles at once. But their unconscious mind is processing it in a dream, like almost in a dream state.
Yeah. And it helps you. It helps me focus too. And every time that I have a client and a new client, I absolutely enjoy new clients, because it's just like meeting somebody new at a party or something like that, and getting to know them and their speech pattern, and I think it's a very joyous thing about life in general.
So how would one, like, if you wanted to practice like some self-massage, like what would be a good idea if like you got if you get brain clutter, basically, is there any sort of self-massage techniques, or would breathing just suffice? I mean, I'm a big proponent of just breathing, but also are there any points on which they could press in their body that could help them?
There are a lot of things that you can do, and I always say try it, test it out. I have breathing occasionally helps me, but what I like to do for myself is I like to sit in the shower and do my meditation. Me personally, I was brought up very strict Catholic, and even though I was taught chanting, like Om and everything like that, that's great. But for some reason, it wasn't resonating with me. And I brought it back and I thought about it, and I was like, what made me feel at peace like an Om? Yeah. And it was saying the rosary. I say my rosary in the shower. I also, like physically self-massage, I brush my skin.
Oh, dry brushing?
Dry brushing, and I also have a wet brush in the shower with me. And that is great between massages or, just every day. Not only are you really getting a lot of crud off and everything like that, but you're activating the lymphatic system and your circulatory system, and it makes your skin feel amazing. It does. I totally Oprah there, but
everyone gets a car.
Amazing. Everybody gets a massage. Wait, call and make an appointment. So that's what I'd like to do personally. So I would definitely suggest to you guys out there, find something. It doesn't hurt to try different things, and don't just try it one day and be like, oh, this didn't work.
It takes time.
It takes time. Let your mind and your body get used to it, because it's something new. Yeah. And anytime there's something new, a lot of the times
there's some unconscious pushback. We know this.
Yeah, I had it big time when we first met. I was pushing everything and everybody out of the way, until I started getting...
Push me out of the way. Yeah. Tough as nails. So, what is your number one tip then for self-care? Like, whether it's massage or exercise or...
My number one tip for self-care. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this because I wrote notes down.
She wrote lots of notes.
Lots of notes
She came
for
very
today.
prepared.
And it's actually just a sketchbook. This is my self-care for my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And also thanks to you, because I just, like, you were working through your NLP and you were testing things too, and it helped me figure out stuff. So self-care, I think everything that we just talked about, keep moving, find a way to move. Even if it's funny dancing with your kid in the living room.
Big fan of funny dancing.
Oh my God, they
Big
are so
fan of funny dancing.
I hear awesome.
We take dance breaks in our house. That is how we roll.
That's how we roll. Doing the monkey dance.
Monkey dance with my monkey.
Yeah. So I am a big advocate. I really would suggest to you guys, everybody, male, female, get one of those brushes. You can get a dry brush and use it as a wet brush in the shower.
Yeah.
And nothing like too abrasive either.
Yeah.
You don't want to scratch yourself or anything like that.
It's metal.
Come on, Horse.
I think it's horsehair, right? It's right.
Horsehair.
Is it horsehair? What type of hair is it?
Oh, I don't even remember what my brush is. I got it from Bed Bath & Beyond, actually.
I got mine from Amazon. We'll put a link in the show notes for a dry brush.
I'll send it to her way. And
but it's a type of fibrous hair.
Yeah.
That actually,
it's not crazy soft.
It's not soft, but it's also not abrasive. So like when you brush it against your skin, it depends on how much pressure also you put into it as well. Yeah. Like you can choose to be as masochistic as you like, but it's best if it's just nice and gentle. Yeah. Because that's what's going to stimulate your lymphatic and your circulatory system.
And get up, kind of get up in there.
Yeah, that's especially up in these lymph nodes. Like I can always tell if I'm getting sick because this lymph node gets swollen. This one I'm like, okay, need a vitamin C boost.
And then everybody starts getting really scared. I remember oh my God, I was a kid and I got sick and I felt this big lump in my throat and
it terrified me the first time. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
No, you're not. Just drink some juice.
Just live there, just take some vitamin C, you're all good.
His mom's home cooked, chicken broth, so yeah, that's great for the body, great for the mind. It definitely, doing the chanting or whatever you find that's possible for you. It all works together, honestly. Yeah. I really feel like peace of mind, to love your body, and respect your soul. That's my motto. That's what I've gotten from it.
So for our queens who either are LA based or are coming to LA, or how can they find you?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. How can they find you for a massage?
Come on down, get a massage. So you can go, I have an Instagram and Facebook, Dordean Massage, DORDEAN Massage. And you can also find me at dordeanmassage.com. And yeah, set up an appointment, give me a call or text. Let me know how I can help you guys and how you can help yourself talk to your body a little bit more and have a great communication with it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I look forward to seeing you guys and meeting you and seeing what we can break through in person
and breaking through. Because what I found from just being on your table is working with somebody that you trust is so key. Yeah. And so hopefully through this, they found a little bit more trust in a very solid, experienced, and the best massage therapist in my book. But
thank you.
Maybe they trusting your massage therapist is going to guide you.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. When I started on a journey to self-care, I started with cranial sacral therapy. I was never a big massage person. Like in my house, getting massage was like super, super luxurious. It wasn't considered something that's like maintenance or self-care. It was something that was luxurious. And my parents thought I was crazy when I was spending so much money on cranial sacral therapy regularly and monthly. And what I found, though, is that by being so open to the process, because I came to it from such a vulnerable place, I started my journey of self-care for my own self right after I'd had my first breakup with my first
It helps you find
boyfriend.
Your self-worth, too.
Yeah, it was very, very, it was the first, the first breakup with the first love.
My love.
And so oh gosh, I'm looking back, I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't make that mistake. but it was, when you approach it from a place of such vulnerability, and I remember my cranial sacral therapist talking to me, and she said, wow, you just opened up. And I said, I had to. Like, there was no choice. Like, where else could I go?
You're gonna
and I just
keep on bringing it in.
Yeah,
and eat yourself alive.
And the great thing was that she came from as a trusted referral from a client of mine, and so I knew that by having that referral, it really solidified it. So if you're not in LA, go get a referral from a friend.
Yes.
Like, get a referral from somebody that you trust for a experienced practitioner, because having somebody with the training who understands, and also, I mean, Heather's an empath, so somebody who's empathetic to your body and can actually help guide you into those feelings. It'll also help you with those emotional releases through your body so that it doesn't stay trapped in your tissue.
Yeah.
And that's what's so powerful. And again, medical disclaimer, we are not doctors, we are not medical professionals, so these are our own opinions. So do your own research, and we can only help easing with the symptomology. No, we do not provide cures, we do not provide diagnoses, we do not provide...
We just help you, like, knock on the door.
Yeah.
Or, find a light.
Find a guide. Find
Look into the light.
light.
I just want to add on top of that too. As I mentioned in the beginning of our session. See, I'm all
about. Does this mean I get a massage after? Because I hope so.
Maybe. Talking about those shoulders. So, one thing I would love to tell you guys out there too, if when you're doing your research for massage therapy or anything like that, check out the best massage schools in your area too. Look them up. National Holistic Institute is great. They always have like externship hours that they need to cover, or just clinic hours and practice on, public.
And that's good, because massages can get expensive.
Yeah, they can.
They can be expensive.
You let them, help them out to help you and make them better therapists by going to the local school and holistic school, and putting in it's like $25 for a 50-minute massage. And
awesome.
The only thing is that you do not choose your modality. It's whatever they're working on for that chapter. And you don't choose a therapist between a male or female. By the way, we didn't even touch on that of male and female massage therapies. It's all about preference too. And a lot of times, I know that anybody who has abuse, they will not get a therapist that of the person or the sex that has done the abuse, but that's okay. They will help you work through it. Like they had for me on so many occasions. And it takes time. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your mind, and just listen. It's so good to just sit back and listen.
Listen to your body. Yeah. Listen to trust your unconscious mind that it's got your back.
Yeah.
And allow the healing, basically.
Because the body knows how to do it.
Would the best way to go into a massage is to be very open and receptive, if you know that your massage therapist is well practiced and trustworthy? If
I would say, definitely try to. I mean, I have had clients in the past where they put up blocks, and I actually have to, when I recognize that, I have to step back from myself and just be like, it's not me. It's not about me. This is their thing. And if they don't want to release it yet, it's not their time to release it yet. But at least I can take them a step closer to listening to their body and being aware of what's going on. Even if it's take that one session or if it's 10. You know? So, yeah, that's a good question.
Allow yourself the time. The time to process and the time to heal, and when your body's ready, it will release.
Yeah, it'll open up, and slowly but surely. You know, it took me
fast. I mean, your unconscious mind likes rapid change. It just depends on how willing you are consciously to allow it.
Me personally, it took 3 years, but I'd say in the past year, it just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Like, I had a complete epiphany. Like, everything just came into.
You were just building your launch pad.
I was. Now I got a whole fleet ready to take off.
Boom. What? So, again, where can they find you? We'll put it in the show notes as well, so that you will be able to just click on over if you want to book a massage with the amazing Heather Harris.
Dordean.massage.com. DORDEAN massage.com.
Now, where's that name from?
So the name Dordean is actually Gaelic for the word hummingbird. And my background is Jamaican Irish. I come from a biracial family.
Jamish.
I'm Jamish.
Jamish, baby.
Jamaican Irish. So I wanted to represent who I am. So the Gaelic is for obviously the Irish, and the hummingbird is actually the national bird of Jamaica, and it's also known as the doctor bird. There's a specific hummingbird. Yeah, it's a specific hummingbird in Jamaica, and it has 2 long tails. The male has 2 long tails, and it looks like a stethoscope, and so that they call it the doctor bird.
As you help.
Little known tidbit.
Little known fact. So go to Dordean Massage, book your appointment with Heather if you're in LA.
Yes.
And when you come to LA, book your appointment with Heather, and just go out there and practice nurturing your body in order to nurture your mind and nurture your soul, so that it all integrates as the amazing holistic being that you are. And I think Heather likes to end with a nice namaste.
I like to do peace, love,
and
namaste.
And I go, make it rain.
So, I got my crown on.
Got your crown on, you. So we will see you inside the Queen's Way on our next coaching call. Be sure to leave in your comments below what your number 1 takeaway was. So put down what your number 1 takeaway was. How are you going to start practicing self-care in your own life? Whether it's massage, whether it's finding a chiropractor to crack you into place, whether it's finding a cranial sacral therapist, whether it's just talking to yourself a little bit more kindly and eliminating some of that negative self-talk. Put your number 1 takeaway in the notes below.
I would love to see that. I'm definitely going to read the
let you know.
Yeah.
And so put your number 1 takeaway in the comments below, and we will see you along the Queen's Way.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. If what you heard resonated with you, be sure to subscribe and share your breakthroughs and ahas with me by leaving a review on iTunes so I can keep the magic flowing your way. And if you aren't already following us on social media, come experience the extra inspiration and queenly convos on Instagram at Crown Yourself Now, or visit our website at crownyourself.com. I am so excited to connect with you in the next episode. And in the meantime, go out there and create a body, business, and life that rules.